Like the last 5 years, been homeless on and off.
That's Mark Smith, who says he was living in Florida when Hurricane Ida last year displaced his 3 kids and 4 grandchildren in Louisiana.
So I took off on a bicycle and started heading that way, catching work on the way, sending the money to my kids. I was sleeping out on the street, and but I never, I don't live like regular homeless people, like with all the trash and everything.
Smith says he met Elizabeth Chipelich, who's allowed him and his dog Enzo to stay at her Theodore home temporarily while he tries to get back on his feet. He says his plan is to save money and get into permanent housing. He says he's tried to get help from social service providers, but he says transportation in Mobile is a big challenge. That's a common impediment, says Chipelich, who runs a Facebook group called Homeless in Mobile. She says there's a severe shortage of homeless shelters. Another big hurdle, she says, is that many homeless folks don't have identification.
If you don't have any ID, it's extremely hard to get ID to access the shelters, mental health care, medical health care.
Chipelich's advocacy has put her on a collision course with an ordinance sponsored by City Councilman Ben Reynolds that would make it illegal to camp on city rights-of-way without a permit.
Well, I don't know that I have the solution of how to connect all the dots, but I do know this, that there is a public health and public safety concern that needs to be addressed.
There are homeless tent communities under highway overpasses and off the beaten path throughout the city. Other homeless folks prefer to live alone. I talked to one man who's lived in a tent in a wooded area in Theodore for the last 2 years. He asked us not to show his face or use his name. He says he works odd jobs to pay for food, lives in a tent, and has a vehicle. One day, he says, he hopes to save enough money to buy some land.
It's hard, man. It's hard. All you can do is keep on pushing forward and keep trying. That's all you can do. It's rough.
Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.